Yeah. So, ಹೆಂಗ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ sir ಕೆಲಸ, your work? I don't know, you must be very busy.
It's very intense, but I love it. ಈ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಇರೋದು. When I was in the government service, I had a lot of stress, to balance and manage all sorts of people. Here it is smooth, straightforward.
Okay.
But it's intense. It's a multi-faculty university. It's not only medical, engineering, pharmacy, all those colleges are also included. It's good. It's also a learning curve for me. I'm learning a little bit more than what I knew. Okay.
Sir, I think we have past 3 minutes. We'll start off.
Sure.
And we are live on the Facebook also. So first of all, just let me welcome all the delegates who have really joined in on this Saturday evening. Greetings from KRSSDI. Before I start off, I just wanted to present something so that, I just wanted to show something about KRSSDI. People know about it, but still I wanted always to mention about KRSSDI because KRSSDI is really doing good job, is what I feel. Well, KRSSDI is a research society of study of diabetes in India, Karnataka chapter, which was formed in the year 2003, 2004. Close to around 475 members we have. And we have already conducted 2 successful annual conferences of RSSDI. We are more into the research, awareness drive, empowering the doctors, conducting monthly CMEs, conducting doc skill training program. As such, what we are doing in this, something like, upgrading the soft skills of the doctors, which has not been taught in the colleges. And we're also trying to encourage the young doctors who could come and do some researches. We'll try and do funding for them. All those things are really happening in this KRSSDI. To share a few of the programs, in fact, this was a diabetes day, that is November 14th last year, where we did a sort of walkathon kind of a thing, and also fitness exercises for all the volunteers who had come in to create an awareness for all the diabetic people around. And walkathon was also done. In fact, we gave a TV coverage about the diabetes. And this was the annual conferences, what we do. We have been doing monthly meetings. Every month, we are trying to do a meeting just to make sure that we empower the doctors with the knowledge, the latest knowledge, what they have. And this was one of the physical meeting which was happening across the Karnataka. This was in Mysore, which was done. And we can see Dr. Shekhar sir in there. And this is one of the unique program what we are really, in coordination with Winning Ways Training Consultancy, Pankaj sir, we are doing this doctor training skills, where we are trying to train this. But the first program, it was a big success. Dr. Shekhar sir was talking about the listening skills, which was really, liked by everyone. And we also did one more program, what we call it as a diabetes rural outreach program at Vikota, wherein we evaluated almost like around 500 diabetic patients completely, right from the screening to diabetes. All the evaluation was done, and we were able to detect almost like around 100 patients who had some complications because of diabetes, and we were able to treat them free of cost. This is something like a unique program, what we were able to do it actually. And this is one thing what we have been doing successfully. And I would like to thank all the people, all the panelists who have really, helped out in coming out in this program and helping out doing things. This is something like a very unique program and totally away from the medical thing, but still we are trying to do a lot of on this. So with this, I thought I'll just try and, welcome our moderator for today, Mr. Pankaj. In fact, Shekhar sir always calls him doctor because he's the one who teaches a lot of things for us. So we call him as Dr. Pankaj Srivatsav, who has got a close to almost like around 32 years experience in the field of pharma. And he has been a doyen in a lot of things, and he's been doing training programs for all the doctors as well as the pharma people. And he has also has a book written on the career battle facilities or something like that. He has done that. So I will just welcome Pankaj sir to take over and start the session.
Thank you, Dr. Suman, and good evening, everyone. Well, on behalf of Winning Ways Training Consultancy, as well as KRSSDI, I too extend a very warm welcome to everyone for this session, which is on insurance policy for doctors. I mean, many of you might be wondering as to why this topic of all the topics, And, one thing which I would like to always say, that doctors as such, they are such an integral part of the society that if you want to ensure a healthy society, you can't think of other than doctors and paramedical staff donning this. Now, the only issue is that very often it so happens that doctors in their endeavor to take care of their patients' sufferings, I mean, they even put their own lives also at stake. And I mean, there are quite a good number of examples whereby it has been seen that due to certain eventualities with the doctors, they had not taken care adequately when it comes to financial aspects, and their families, they have even suffered. So we thought it is all the more prudent that we must include this topic for the doctors. I want to share one statistics with you. I mean, when I thought about it, about this topic, I mean, I was going through that during COVID second phase, right, which happened last year. I mean, we lost almost 798 doctors in our country. 128 doctors we lost in Delhi, and 115 we lost in Bihar. I mean, who can forget the picture of Dr. K.K. Agarwal, right? The leading the cardiologist from Delhi. I mean, every day, morning, evening, afternoon, he used to give counseling advices free of cost online. And in that pursuit, he himself suffered due to COVID. I mean, I vividly remember those, pictures where he was having those oxygen tubes in his nostrils. And even then also, I mean, without any interruptions, he was guiding the patients. And ultimately what happened? We lost him. Such a endearing doctor. So when these are the type of examples what we have, we felt that it's absolutely essential that we must include something, at least in our own humble way. We should try to, sensitize the medical professionals that, look, you have also got a family and you must do something about them also. Now, to discuss the various aspects of this, I mean, we have got a very elite panel as well as a very eminent person to discuss who understands both the world. I mean, he himself is a doctor, plus, of course, he is very much into insurance. So, I mean, there can't be any better person than that. Now, as far as our panelists are concerned, I mean, we have got a very elite panel to discuss the various aspects. And to begin with, of course, it's a great pleasure to once again introduce Dr. M.A. Shekhar to this group. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Adi Chunchanagiri University. Sir has been former Director, Karnataka Institute of Endocrinology and Research, Bangalore, former Professor of Medicine and Head Department of Endocrinology, Mysore, Director, Consultant Diabetologist, Apurva Diabetes Forum. And Sir is also the member of governing councils of many hospitals, Mysore, JSS, and so on and so forth. I mean, list is endless. Our second panelist is Dr. Suman, our consulting physician and diabetologist, present chairman of KRSSDI, director of Madhumeha Diabetes Center, founder and CEO of Madhumeha Health Center. I mean, he is one person, you will find him these days into so many scientific activities. And one thing always intrigues me, that how he is able to manage his work-life balance. I mean, I always say that you must also conduct some sessions on how to have a good work-life balance for the doctors also. So he is our another panelist. Our third panelist is Dr. K.N. Manohar. You will always find him extremely busy. I mean, today also, I mean, right now he's traveling in his car. Now, one thing which, always comes to my mind, Dr. is not only triple FRCP from Edinburgh, Glasgow, London. He has done FRSSDI, FGI, MNAMS. But he's a man for whom I always coin the term walk the talk, because he also tries to educate public by and large on what type of exercises they must do. And he demonstrates that. So that is something which is very unique about Dr. K.N. Manohar. Dr. K. Vijayakumar again is our next panelist, a very active member in KRSSDI. You also will find him into various types of activities which he has been conducting at various places within Karnataka. And of course, he has been very active member for 3-4 years continuously. And I mean, it's a great honor that we have him also here as one panelist. Now, before I hand over to our eminent speaker, I want to pose rather one question or one request, that when it comes to insurance policy, what comes to your mind? I mean, this question is with our panelist, because this is something which is very unique. So what comes to your mind? Anybody can start.
Well, let's start, because when it comes to this particular topic, I am an ignoramus, and I took the help of Dr. Sridhar way back a few months ago. I am reminded of two things here. Number one, these so-called synonyms in English, insurance. There are so many synonyms if you just Google or see in any dictionary or whatever it is. What comes to my mind about this is, I'm sure Sridhar is going to really talk about it, and he did it free for me, both mentally and physically, whatever, financially. Do you think insurance and indemnity are the same when it comes to our profession, or it's different? I think I need to know from you. And the second one is the concept of multiple intelligence. I hope you all know about this. Multiple intelligence, somewhere in early 1980s, 82 or 83, one PhD, educationist called Howard Gardner, Dr. Howard Gardner, brought in a concept called multiple intelligences or multiple intelligence. And when I see at this group, Vijay Kumar, Kuman, Manohar, you name them, and of course, my great friend Sridhar, I'm always reminded of multiple intelligence. When it comes to speaking of whatever it is, I'm so good. But when it comes to insurance and indemnity, I'm an idiot. When it comes to, talking so nicely and convincing, Sridhar is good. When it comes to doing such a great work, Suman is good. So multiple intelligence we have to look at. It's not just that you are a very good doctor, but a very bad speaker. You got an idea? And we have a great speaker or great group who have multiple intelligences already in them. And one of them is Dr. Sridhar. He should start and tell us about insurance versus indemnity.
Thank you, Dr. Shekhar. Anybody else before I hand over?
Yeah, I always, Sridhar had been my very, very good classmate. So I know him from so long. So when we meet, we always keep talking that having vehicle insurance is mandatory. And if you don't have, it is a crime. But does it apply for the health insurance, let alone for doctors or any public? It's not a crime if you don't have a health insurance. But if you're driving around and you don't have a vehicle insurance, usually it's a big crime. So why is this disparity what happens? So we always have this feeling that nothing happens to us. Insurance is needed for the patients, as the Dr. Pankaj, as we fondly call him, was emphasizing. So we feel that optimism bias also is there. And many a times, I think weekly 2-3 times for me or my patients, I keep troubling him for getting his expert advice. And more often than not, I got the policies or very, very important topic. I think it's a very good apt idea by Suman to keep it in this program.
Thank you, Dr. Manohar.
Pankaj, yeah, I would say that, insurance, we all know that, we have to take insurance, but there are a lot of lacunae in that and a lot of loopholes in that, because when we take insurance, there are a lot of hidden lines which we really don't see it across, because we, as a doctor, we cannot make it out. In fact, Dr. Sridhar can really tell us, because he was the one who was guiding, definitely. In fact, one time it was there that for COVID, the insurance was not, applicable. But in fact, he said that definitely for COVID also, doctor insurance are applicable, but provided we need to have 1, 2, 3 guidelines, because Sridhar was telling more on that. So I thought, it's a right forum for us to discuss more about it. It's not just the professional indemnity bond, what we really have for a doctor's coverage, but also an insurance, personal life insurance also is very important. That's what I feel. So let us listen from Dr. Sridhar is what I.
Sure. So let me have the pleasure of introducing Dr. Sridhar. I mean, everybody has talked about him. Dr. Sridhar has done MBBS from Mangalore. He has done CDM, certificate in diabetes management, Medversity Apollo. He has done CCE BDM from PHFI Delhi, CCMTD, PHFI Delhi. He is licentiate Insurance Institute of India, Associate Mediclaim Insurance Institute of India, Broker Qualified Person, National Insurance Academy. I mean, I was also going through all this Six Sigma Green Belt, but the thing which also struck to me, ISO certified 9001 and ISO 27001 certification and insurance process. I mean, these are some of the very high class, certification in any field. So, Dr. Sridhar, we are all very keen to listen to you. I mean, of course, the stage is all yours now.
Thank you. Thank you,
Do
Dr.
let us
Srivatsava.
know why this is important.
Thank you, Dr. Srivatsava, then
Thank
for a wonderful introduction of myself, and I thank team KRSSDI for giving an opportunity. So first and foremost, I would like to start off with a note that always I been telling that when we talk about insurance, especially on the health insurance, that health insurance is a must for everyone, but it should not be used anytime. Okay, so with this note, I would like to share my screen first. And I hope this is visible. Is this visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
Wonderful. Thank you. So what I will do for the benefit of everyone, that I would like to have this presentation as crisp as possible, though it has around 25 slides, but I will only cover few slides which is actually very essential, and other slides I will just brush through. I want to keep the session more interactive, probably, like I have give more time for the Q&A session, so that a lot of people would have joined through Facebook and even online. So I would like to probably, as Shekhar sir or Manohar or Suman, like they can actually ask questions if they already have a questions that is available, or on behalf of others as well. So I would like to run through this presentation as crisp as possible. Not moving, 1 minute. It's visible right now?
Yes, sir.
So that's not moving in the slide presentation, basically.
You can know what you do, sir, is go to the right side bottom, click there once. It will move.
1 second.
Go to the slide mode.
Slide mode.
Go to the slide mode. Click onto this. Here. Right side down below.
Yeah.
Click here on this. If you can see the cursor. Yeah. And
okay.
Yes.
Okay. It's visible, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, I just want to say that, in terms of insurance, there are a broader aspect of actually, first and foremost, the insurance is a very vast field. Like, the medical field, like insurance is a very, very vast field. And, to cover everything in a span of like 45 minutes may be very difficult. However, I'll try to see wherever I can add value. Now, there are different types of insurance. One is the general insurance. Second one is the health insurance. And third is the life insurance, and there is a reinsurance. Now, when we talk about general insurance covers both health and non-health insurance. Now, then there is a companies called health insurance companies as well. Standalone health insurance companies also have come in now for the past, say, 10, 12 years. Now, when we talk about the general insurance covers both health and non-health. For instance, it has property insurance, fire insurance, liability insurance, and all these things will come under general. But when you're talking about health insurance, it only covers the health. That is, the individual health insurance and the personal accident insurance. That is the major aspect of the business, what the health insurance company does. Coming to the life insurance companies, like you all know, like, one of the largest life insurance in our country is LIC. I mean, I don't think anybody doesn't know LIC. And reinsurance, of course, it will not be helpful much to you people, because the reinsurance is the insurance companies. This is where the company which I am working with, like, they do a lot of reinsurance business across the globe. We are a Lloyd's broking certified company, and have offices in 12 countries. Next is like, what is health insurance? Now, health insurance, it actually covers essential health, illness, and accident expenses, wherein, if there is any unexpected events that may happen, for instance, or if there is any medical cost that will be taken care. Now, when you take an health insurance policy, it will cover, like, whatever the treatment that you take in the hospital, like, all the hospitalization expenses will be covered by the insurer up to the sum assured, whatever you would have selected on the annual payment of the premium. So the premium is paid annually. Most of the times it is annually, but sometimes there are some insurance companies, even in the general insurance companies or health insurance companies, they will give an option to pay on a monthly or a quarterly basis as well. Now, I would like to know, a lot of people will be having this perception, like, why should we have health insurance? Like, it's like some will say that it's a waste of money, because they say that, I am very much, all right, like, what we call as optimism or optimism bias, where they say that I am all right and nothing will happen to me. So general perception of anybody, like even medical, when we talk about, we know that when I see patients, like, they say that, my mother and father is diabetic, but I am not diabetic. I said, did you do the test? They say, no. Then why should I do test? I am normal. I don't have any symptoms of, excess urination or whatever it is. Similarly, in health insurance as well, like, people do think that, I am fine. I will not fall sick. And, they do not want to take the insurance. And they also think that, if I take the insurance, year on year, I should be paying, and, it will keep me poor and I can't die rich. Okay, this is another kind of perception people do have. And some people think that insurance is very costly. I can't afford it. I hardly earn some amount, and, I can't afford to give that percentage of savings, whatever, or rather I would like to probably join a gym or keep myself fit and, things like that. So, and they also, some of them have a, notion that, no return of investment if you do not claim. Okay, for instance, now, there is a, cartoon below, like the person is gone, he was walking and he has fallen down. He doesn't have an insurance. Now he said, I need health insurance. Now, when the event has not happened, people are optimist and, they are biased optimism as well. And then after the event has happened, they regret. And that is something which I always say, like, forget a lot of other people, like I have not added in this, but some people do say that, insurance company doesn't pay. I have incidents like, for example, even in one of the, I think Vijay's claim itself, he had a claim for his child, and, there was a rejection of the claim that happened. And, I intervened and, I got this approved. The question is, even if they do not happen a cashless, for example, in the hospitalization, there will be two parts, a cashless and a reimbursement. Suppose sometimes what happens in individual policies is the documents that is relevant may not be fully available for the insurance company to give the approval. So in such cases, what happens is, like, they will ask for additional documents. Okay. And if not in the cashless form, even at least in the reimbursement form, they should be able to claim it within 30 days. But people think that, insurance is waste, they will not get paid, and, why should I? Okay, which is not the case. Now, this is the right time. As Sir was telling, Dr. Srivastava was telling that, during COVID times, like, there were a lot of instances that has happened, and many of our, beloved doctors lost their life, and some people were not having sufficient insurance to take care of it. And, so as a medical professionals, I am in the both sides of the boat, I can say, on the insurance aspect and also on the medical aspect, like, so I strongly recommend that, time is now for each and every, doctor and their family members, not only doctors, even the general public also. I strongly recommend that they should be having sufficient insurance. I'll come to that, how much insurance is required and things like that in the subsequent slides. Now, what are the types of health insurance? Now, in health insurance, there are many types. Now, basically, when we're talking about what we call an hygiene insurance, hygiene is something that, no matter what, we should have this. Okay, what is that? Either the individual health insurance policy or a family floater health insurance policy. This is an hygiene. Basically, like, what we call, like, whether we, in our medical terms, whether if you want to do a diabetic test, like, fasting sugar and PPBS is a must. For instance, even HbA1c, probably if you don't do, yes, for a further management, probably we may think about, but FBS and PPBS is mandatory. Similarly, in health insurance, individual health insurance or a family floater health insurance is a mandatory requirement for any person. I mean, of course, it comes with a cost, but that is very much essential. Now, I'll cover this insurance separately. Now, what are other insurance? Well, the critical illness health insurance policy. Next is the group or the employee health insurance policy, personal accident covers, top-up health insurance policy, specialized health insurance policies like policies are there for elderly people like parents, maternity policies are there, cancer policies are there, heart care, etc. One more thing I would like to also inform to the forum or to the participants that I am here basically not to sell any kind of because I am a representative of an health broking firm where I can't actually recommend a single insurance company because we are licensed to promote all the 30 insurance companies, general insurance companies in India and 24 life insurance companies in India. I can't promote any single insurance company because it will become biased. So even the slides which I would have used in this particular forum, it is basically for the demonstration purpose and no affinity or no bias to any insurance company which I would have actually used in these slides. Coming to the individual health insurance company. Now, in the individual health insurance company, the chosen sum insured is applicable to a person which is covered under the plan on an individual basis for cashless or for the reimbursement purpose. And in some of the insurance companies, there is something called restore benefits. What is restore benefit is like if somebody is opted for 5 lakh rupees cover for himself, and in case, for example, the person gets admitted for some ailment, probably that a person gets admitted for some accident. Okay, and then he exhausts the sum insured of 5 lakhs. Now, what happens is that he will not be able to claim the remaining any medical bills post that for 1 year because he would have already exhausted. So some of the insurance companies have this restoration benefit which they say if you exhaust 5 lakh rupees for a particular ailment, barring that ailment, any other ailments, for example, the person has exhausted for an accident claim, but if the person gets admitted for say some surgery which is covered in the policy or a fever or any other such kind of an ailments which is not the first event, basically will be benefited up to 5 lakhs. That's called a restoration. The actual sum insured will get restored. Okay, so this is on the individual health policy which can be taken by an individual person on paying the annual premium. So I would like to know, like the questions, should we take it at the end of the presentation or can we do it in between?
Either we'll do it at the end. We'll just go ahead with the presentation.
Sure. Now this is one of the chart where it shows like how the insurance premiums looks like. Most of the insurance companies, I can say, they follow the rule of calculating because they are all governed by the IRDA, Insurance Regulatory for Development in India, and then they would have fixed each and every insurance company has to take an approval from the IRDA before starting the insurance company. It's a highly regulated market, the insurance as such. And as I said, even KM Dastur brokers, we are an IRDA licensed brokers. We are in this line for more than 48 years now. Now, coming to this particular, the premium charts, if you see, if the person is young, for instance, like, age group I'm talking about, like 26 to 35 or 36 to 40, the premium will be less. But as the age proceeds, as the morbidity index increases, like after 60 or 55, like, the premiums almost will double. If you see in the left-hand side corner, like, the age at around 40 to 45, like the insurance for 3 lakhs, if it is starting around 7,000 rupees, the same for 3 lakh rupees for an individual cover for around 60 to 65, it is almost 3 times. If you see 25,000 rupees. Okay, why? That it is because of the increase in the morbidity that may happen. The insurance company has priced it accordingly. Now, also there are different demonstrations that is there, like 2 adults and 0 child, 2 adults and 1 child, 2 adults and 2 child. Like this particular combinations can be adopted for the family floater. The first left-hand corner which I told was the individual policy, and the below part which I told you is the family floater policy. So this is the family floater policy, which I just now explained. So it will cover your loved ones against any kind of illness or an accident. And it is again a single premium and provide a health insurance for yourself and spouse and your kids. Again, as I told you, restoration benefit is available in few of the insurance companies. Now there is something called critical illness. Critical illness is very, very important aspect. Again, critical illness, like, it may like heart attack or organ transplant, stroke, cancer. Like, there are many critical illnesses that is there. Around 20 generally the insurance companies do classify. And, it becomes very difficult if somebody, especially the bread earner in an age group, like, who have not finished his commitments, like if he gets diagnosed with any critical illness, like it will be very difficult for him to run the family unless he would have taken a proper life insurance cover, which I'll be covering later, or he would have taken a critical illness cover. Now, critical illness cover again has two aspects. Basically, it is having an indemnity policy where if the patient gets admitted for a particular critical illness, he gets reimbursed. That's called indemnity, which Dr. Shekhar sir was asking. What is the difference between an indemnity and insurance? Like, what happens is, in insurance, there are two aspects. One is the indemnity, another one is the benefit. Now, indemnity is something that you make a claim and you claim it either through cashless mode or a reimbursed mode that is called indemnity. Now, what is a benefit policy, benefit insurance policy, where you do not actually have to get admitted and make a bill. You need to make a claim. You actually can just, if the person gets, diagnosed with any of these 20 critical illnesses, then the person will be able to get the benefit. Now, there is a different slabs again available. This is just for a demonstration. Again, I'm not trying to promote any insurance company. Just for a demonstration purpose, I'm just showing this. Like, it depends, because as we have to solicit any insurance, as Srivastava sir was telling, like, I'm a broker qualified person, where if I have to promote any kind of an insurance to any single person or to a group, I need to take their profile into consideration, age into consideration, family history, pre-existing, and all this. And based on their profile, we will be able to design a particular product, and then are going to arrive at designing the product and giving the policy to them. So for demonstration purpose, the sum assured and the approximate premium, this is for the benefit policy I'm talking. What is benefit is, if a person is diagnosed with like cancer or heart attack and things like that, if they get diagnosed, they get 10 lakh rupees. They have to pay a premium of around 9,000. If they have to get 25 lakhs, they have to pay a premium of 23,000 per year. If they have to take a 50 lakhs cover, if they have to get it, 47,000. And for 1 crore, they have to pay around 90,000 rupees. So this is a benefit policy where no questions will be asked, when a claim form has to be filled and a certification has to be given by the treating doctor that you have been diagnosed with so and so illness. Based on that, you will be able to get this kind of a cover. Coming to the group and employee health, why I have added this slide in this particular section is that some of the physicians or the doctors who are part of this forum, or whoever is hearing to this particular presentation, like they may be having their own hospitals. Okay, they may be having their own firms. Okay, not only medical, it may be hospital, or it may be healthcare firms, or whatever. They may be having a company. Now, they may also have to secure the considering having an insurable interest, they will have to secure their employees as well. So for that, this is where we specialize as well in KMD, that we will be able to give a risk management risk management profiling we do for the groups based on what kind of industry they are into, blue collar or is it a white collar, because medical is anyway a white collar job. And then we do the profiling, and then we are going to recommend a particular product based on their requirement. So for minimum, there should be around 100 lives has to be there, means not 100 employees I'm talking about, there should be a minimum 100 lives. And one question, like many of the doctors will be also asking, that during the COVID, many of the insurance companies would have not given the insurance for the hospitals. So I was one among the a strong objector in this particular thing, which we took up this matter with the higher authorities at the insurance forums, as being a doctor, I fought for that, telling that, why should you deny a medical insurance for the group of hospitals or the employees of the hospitals? Because when they themselves will not be able to treat, then what would have happened, the situation? So I strongly condemned that particular decisions by some of the insurance companies. Because I have, as Srivatsava sir was telling, I have also worked with the previous experience was I have worked in an insurance firm at the national, as a national head in Bharti AXA General Insurance. I was heading the claims where I have interacted with the IRDA people. I have recommended a lot of policy matters. I have also represented ombudsman cases across India, where I have gone and seen how when a claim gets repudiated, how the forum pays the claim, which will be generally in favor of the employee or to the individual. So I would like to say that, if you have any kind of a requirement, and if any of the insurance company denies you, especially private insurance company do deny, saying that it's a declined risk, doctors are under generally will be a vulnerable list, and we can't give the policy and all these things, please bring it to me. I'll be sharing my number and my email ID at the end of the presentation, and I will definitely see what best I can do to ensure that you get a good cover for your group or for your hospital employee and the family members and their family members. Now, this is a personal accident policy as well. I just want you to see this video. You can watch this second time. Okay. Now, as I say, as I have written here, accidents are uncertain and unfortunate. So get a cover for life's unexpected events under the personal accident covers. Now, why did I put this particular slide intentionally is, when you actually see it, it's look like, if we see at the end of the end of the policy, end of the slide, it looks like an accident, but actually if you see in the beginning, sorry, I think it went off. In the beginning, it doesn't look like an accident, but we is intentionally coming and banging. Okay, so sometimes people do take an accident insurance and they want to make a claim out of it for whatever reasons it may be. Because as you know, accident insurance do cover accidents of unexpected events. Now that is the reason whenever such kind of accident policies are taken, generally an investigations do happen, and based on the investigators report, the claims do get settled, because there is a huge benefit that will be available in the accidental policy, which will cover disability. It will be covering death due to accident. It will be covering temporary partial disablement, temporary total disablement. There are many benefits that will be available in the accident policy as well. But if since many of them will be traveling, and accidents of any kind will be covered in the personal accident policy. And coming to the specialized health insurance, there are different kinds of insurance that's available, which I told you. And one among them is this heart care insurance. Some of the people may be thinking that somebody is having a heart ailments, they will not be able to get the insurance. There are few insurance companies which have come out, in the market, Bupa or Star Health Insurance or Care, and all these companies have come out with a specific insurance which will cover the heart. And there is something called maternity health insurance that also will be as a specialized insurance. You'll be able to get the cover. There is a pregnancy cover as well available now, and there is a cancer care insurance also that is available in the market. Now, coming to this is a very, very important slide which I would like to, which Dr. Shekhar sir was, where I was able to help him out to get this insurance. Now, there's a case study. Now, for example, now if I say that there is a member X and there is an insurance Y, and sum insured the person would have taken is say 5 lakh rupees, and there is a top up of 1 crore with a 10 lakhs deductible. Okay, what does this mean is, if a person has taken a 1 crore top up insurance with a 10 lakhs deductible, means if a person when the overall bill cumulative in a year, if it crosses 5 lakhs, it will not be covered under the top up. Basically, what we talk about the top up is, if a person has a base insurance, on that base insurance, a person can top up a policy so that his premiums will be very, very less. But otherwise, if you actually take for a 5 lakh rupees insurance, you may land up around 25,000 rupees. But if you want to take a 50 lakh insurance, your premium will be very high, like 60, 70, 80,000 rupees. But if you are going for a top-up insurance, the incident, what is the mechanism of this top-up insurance is they believe the incidence rates is very less for the people who want to who will cross 5 lakh rupees bills basically, or say 10 lakh rupees bill. That is the reason the top-up insurance. Since the question and answers is at the end, I thought of asking the question to anybody, like, what do you would have thought the insurance cost would have been for a 1 crore cover with a 10 lakhs deductible? Probably Srivatsava sir, you can answer this if you would like to.
Dr. Sridhar, I have got no idea actually about this. I am actually
Can you probably make a guess? Like, think that for a 5 lakh rupees cover, or Suman or anybody, Manohar or Shekhar sir, not Shekhar sir, because Shekhar sir knows that. So anybody else, if you want to answer, answer.
I know I have taken 1 5 lakhs cover and I'm paying around 48,000 rupees as installment yearly.
Correct.
So if I say top up another maybe 30-40,000, that's my wild guess.
So for 5 lakh rupees, you're paying 40,000 rupees.
48,000.
48,000.
46,000.
And suppose you want to get a cover for 10 lakhs. How much do you think, sir?
I think there is some provision what they say that in case you exhaust this, then again you can claim. But let me tell you,
that is the restoration benefit. That is the restoration benefit.
But the clarity is not there. I don't have that sort of clarity.
Okay. Anybody else?
Maybe take it as almost like around 2/3 the first original rate. Maybe if it was 44,000, maybe around 2/3 of what you're paying on that.
For what sum assured, Suman?
If it was 5 lakhs, if you want to double it to 10 lakhs, maybe 2/3 of extra what you are supposed to do.
So probably instead of 50,000, you'll be paying 15,000. And for 50 lakhs, any wild guess?
Oh, no idea.
Make a guess.
5 to 10,000 extra.
Okay, and 1 crore?
Another 10,000.
Okay. Okay, next slide. So this is the one which I was talking about. Like, okay, I'll just tell you the premium. You'll be amazed to, you'll be shocked to know what will be the approximate premium if for the top-up insurance. Now, top-up insurance, for example, Shekhar sir, you were there, right?
Yeah. I am laughing. I have already done it, so I'm not going to talk.
So, how much did you pay, sir, for 1 crore?
7,500.
Can anybody believe?
Something good.
1 crore, sir got it done at 7,500 rupees.
Even less, 7,300. All because of Sridhar the Great.
No, thank you. The insurance is available. Only problem is, like, lot of people doesn't know that, there's such kind of benefits are available. And, one aspect you people have to remember is that 1 crore insurance you can take, and you should have a minimum of around 10 lakh rupees as your base cover. Okay. So base cover should be 10 lakhs. So that if you are making a claim, suppose if the bill is 5 lakhs, you can claim it under your base policy. If it is bill is another 4 lakhs, you can claim it under your base policy. So out of 10 lakhs, 9 lakhs will be paid. Now, third claim, suppose if the bill is like 15 lakhs, or say 6 lakhs. Okay, so the first claim was like 5 lakhs, second claim was say 4 lakhs, and the third claim was say 5 lakhs. So out of 5 lakhs, 1 lakh will get paid in your 10 lakhs and 10 lakhs policy, and the remaining 4 lakhs will be paid from your top-up policy. That's how a top-up insurance do work. But only thing is, lot of insurance agents and intermediaries, nothing against any of them because they're all my fraternity as well. But problem is, to achieve the targets or to get better commissions or whatever it is, like, people do not want to sell the top-up. They would like to say that, sir, why you would like to go for a top up, you go for another 10 lakhs. Instead of 10 lakhs insurance, go for a 20 lakh insurance, or go for a 25 lakhs insurance. Like, because what will happen is, if Srivatsav sir was got 40,000, he has paid for a 5 lakhs, for say 10 lakhs, the premium will not double. The premium will be like 50%, as Suman was telling. Like, instead of 40,000, you will end up paying 60,000 for 10 lakhs. And for 20 lakhs, again, the premium will come down. Instead of 60, instead of 80 or 80,000, you will end up paying around 70,000. Now, when I am talking about, as a Shekhar sir's example itself, like, if you pay around say 40,000 rupees for 5 lakhs, or say 50,000 rupees for 10 lakhs, and if you want to top up it for like 50 lakhs or 1 crore, you hardly pay around 10% of that, like 5 to 7,000 rupees. So my request is, do not directly go and buy a cover just because somebody is promoting. Please look into, ask them about top-up insurance. Do you have top-up insurance? If they don't have top-up insurance, they will say, sir, they will not promote that. They will say, we don't have, why don't you go for that? So there are a lot of options. There are 30 insurance companies in India, like, which you can definitely get a better deal.
Let me.
Sridhar, I'll share with you one personal issue in this. See, most of the insurance, they happen online, right? Now, the terms and conditions of the insurance runs in 60, 70, 80 pages, that when they send, I mean, it's very, it's practically not possible to go through all that. And when, I mean, it's being done through any insurance agent, I mean, whatever they tell, we tend to believe. And that's where many a times the problems also occur.
That's right, sir. That's right. That's what, when Dr. Manohar and Dr. Suman, when we were discussing in the forums and all, like, you see, basically doctors are very, very busy professionals, and they will not be having time for all these things.
Exactly.
Hey, sometimes Manohar asks me about his vehicle insurance. He said, "Bidu man, I'll just pay off something." Like, see, what happens is that, and you ask him when he sends me the RFQs, like the quote we would have got. And when I do the R&D and say to him, you ask him this much, you would have got the premiums reduced by 50%. Sometimes it has happened, right? So
yeah, let me share my experience. I am raring to go. Same thing happened. They asked me to do it online. Incidentally, providentially, I met Dr. Sridhar in. We were all together in Mangalore. He just broached this subject and said, "Sir, ad madbadi, avanu mane karsi, so nim clinic karsi matadi avara hatra. You speak to him." He came. He spoke to me and he said, "This is blah, 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 blah. So instead of going for 10 lakhs, go for 25 lakhs, sir. You are a big blah, blah, blah. It will cost you 70,000 and all that. We will do this and all that." What I did was, I just heard whatever he said, spoke to Sridhar. Sridhar said, "Bada, sir, don't go for it. All you have to do is use your common sense. Go for this and ask for top up." This particular fellow never spoke to me about top up. I never even knew. Top up is like your mobile thing, I thought. You have to pay that amount, 40 rupees or something like that. But this guy, great Sridhar, what we are listening to, really steered me in this particular direction. And now I have become a go-to man to tell these things to many of my friends.
Good, sir. Thank you. Coming to this now, elderly and parents, because with the paucity of the time, I'm trying to rush actually. So elderly and parents health insurance. I think Dr. Vijay will be very happy to know this. Like, Vijay also must be there in this forum today. Like, there are a lot of challenges basically to get the insurance for the elderly patients, elderly people. And, one of the major problem is the medical examinations. Like, after a particular age, like 60 or 65, people will ask for the medical examinations for the elderly people. Now, and another challenge is the pre-existing diseases. Like, suppose somebody is having diabetes or hypertension or any related ailments, like, before taking the policy, then they all will not be covered up to 4 years. Okay, so that is a big problem in the fraternity. So what happens is, now we will have to find out some solution for that. So now some of the insurance companies have come up. Now, one is the waiver of the medical examination. Like, up to 75 years, they don't do medical. Only telemedicals they may probably do. Like, they just ask, like, what is your height, weight, BP, like that. And if really they have an adverse medical history, only then they may ask for a medical examination. So up to 75 years, there are insurance companies which do that as well. And there are insurance companies which has come up to waive the pre-existing diseases up to 2 years only, not 4 years. It will be only 2 years. However, the premiums and all these things will vary depending on if you go for a 4 years cover, the premium will be less. If you go for a 2 years cover, the premium PED waiver of 2 years, then the premium will be high. So these are the different permutations and combinations we have to adopt. So again, but there is a solution. Because some of the most of the PSU or public sector insurance company doesn't have this product, but the private insurance companies do have this kind of a product. So you should be aware that the products are it's available in the market. So you can definitely can choose among that. Now, coming to the health insurance companies in India, as I told you, there are general and health insurance companies. In the health insurance companies, like there are standalone health insurance companies and there is a general insurance companies who sell the health. Now, broadly classifying, I'm putting it into two insurance sectors. One is the public sector and the private sector. Now, coming to the public sector, I would like to name, there are only four public sector insurance companies: New India, Oriental Insurance Company, United India, and National Insurance Company. These are the four public sectors. There is no other public sector insurance companies in India except these four. They are all managed. They are all governed by the, in terms, they all directly come under the government, except New India, which has got disinvested for little amount, like they have got their IPO and things like that. Otherwise, also greatly they have been managed by the government sector itself, finance. So Ministry of Finance. Now coming to the private sector, there are plenty of or you can say not plenty, 26 insurance companies. Out of 26 insurance companies, 4 are standalone health insurance companies. Who are those? Star Health Insurance, Niva Bupa Health Insurance, Manipal Cigna Insurance, and Niva Bupa Insurance. So these are the 4 standalone health insurance companies. And there are remaining 22 are general insurance companies, like it may be IFCO Tokyo, Bajaj Allianz, ICICI Lombard. Okay, all these companies are general insurance companies who also sells the health product. Now, if you ask me like which insurance company to choose, there is again a big question mark, right? Like now should I go to health insurance company? Should I go to government company? Should I go standalone general health or general insurance? Now coming to the advantages and disadvantages. Now, for example, in the public sector, it can provide discounts to certain extents, and you all know like the public sector insurance companies are public, are government. So when it is government, they are more user friendly towards the citizens, and they will be it will be very liberal to get the claims gets paid from the public sector insurance companies. With again no bias to anybody, neither the public sector or the private sector, because I am a neutral person. As I told you, we represent everybody. Now coming to the lack of there will be lack of such beneficial features like like what we have in private sector. Like private sector can provide high discounts, they may not provide, but they can provide with like restoration benefits, which I spoke to you in the previous slides. Okay, then they may offer some coverages with some medical expenses, add-on covers they may give, some medical checkups they may give. Okay, these are certain benefits that the private companies also do. Now coming to which companies to choose, again depends again on what kind of profile. That's why I told like it all depends. When we get the request, we will be able to just profile it in such a way that we then recommend whether to go for a private company or a private general insurance company or a government company or a PSU companies. Now coming to the very important aspect again on the health insurance claim, which I thought I should cover this for a few minutes, because very important aspect, because the purpose moment of truth is always when a claim happens. Now you may take the costliest insurance available in India, but if you don't get the benefit on right time, then there is of no use. So what happens is when you are going to fill up the form, okay, especially in the, as I told you beginning, there are two kinds of a claim that can happen. One is the cashless claim, another is the reimbursement claim. Cashless claim is you will have to just take the ID card which they would have provided and show it to the hospital. In the emergency hospitalization, they will not ask for any approval. For a planned hospitalization, 2 to 3 days in advance, you will have to go to the admission counter and get the forms filled and get the approval done. Okay, and then always remember one thing which I would like to again re-emphasize. that if you have chosen a 5 lakh rupees cover in the as a base policy, generally the limit will be 1% on the room rent. Means you will be eligible for only a 5,000 rupees room. Most of the times it happens to me, I get a call from like, Manohar or Vijay or like, Shekhar, whoever it, like, my friends or some colleagues, like, hey, the bill is actually, it should have actually been less, but it is more now. What to do? Because if they opt for a higher sum insured, or I opt for a higher room rent category, but a lesser sum insured, if their room rent is 5 lakhs and 5,000 rupees, the room rent limit. And if they go for a 8,000 rupees room, obviously the consultant charges, lab charges, everything goes up along with the room rent difference also. So better to go for a room which is as per their eligibility only. Otherwise, the cost will be very, very high. Okay. And coming to the reimbursement claim, you will have to submit the claim within 20 days. And if there is any pre and post hospitalization claim, you can cover 30 days in advance or 60 days later on. If there is any treatment that has been prescribed by the treating doctor, they can actually claim it under pre and post hospitalization expenses. And do not forget to renew the policy in advance. Is very, very important, because to get any continuity benefit, it is always better, especially people who are above, say, age group of 50 or 55. I strongly recommend, please do not miss at least 1 month in advance. You please make sure that you renew it. Okay. Sometimes the agents may forget to send you the renewal notice. If you have taken the insurance from PSUs, there also you may forget to take it. I mean, in that way, as a broking firm, we have a standard system to send the renewal notices. However, I'm just telling, if you have taken the insurance from agents and things like that, don't wait for the agent to come and give you the notice, renewal notice. You please put it in the calendar of your, to remind you, so that 1 month in advance, it gets you get a reminder, and please renew it on time. Because especially after 50, 55 years, as I told you, or 60 years, very, very difficult to get the insurance. And once the insurance company lapses, though there will be a free look period for 15 days or grace period of 30 days, but still don't wait for that. Sometimes it happens that it crosses that, and they may not give you the insurance, and you may have to run pillar to post. You'll not know what to do, whom to contact, and very difficult to get that continuity. Now, coming to the life insurance, I'll just cover in a short time. A life insurance is basically to cover yourself. It has two types of cover. One is the endowment, what we call, and another is the only pure term. Pure term means if case of any death of the person who gets covered, okay, only the nominee or his dependents will be getting the by producing the legal heir certificate, they'll be able to get the whatever the sum insured that you would have insured for, sum assured. And in the endowment, you will get the life cover, and also you will get the return of the premium as well. So endowment policies are costlier compared to the term life, pure term life. But it all depends on person to person. If a person is ready to do investments on his own, and he can just take the term life. But if the person doesn't know and he wants to have a investment and life cover, they can go for an endowment policy. Now, how much cover do you require there? You may be requiring at least 10 to 12x of your CTC. If annual CTC is suppose 10 lakhs, you can take up to 1 crore to 1.2 crores or 1.5 crores of your CTC. And for that, some of the documents like your income tax and Form 16 and all will be asked by the insurance company. Now, just to cover, like as you all know that 50% of all the heart attacks in India occur under 50 years of age, and 25% of all heart attacks occur under 40 years of age. And this is a known statistics, like everybody knows that it's openly available, like openly. And basically the purpose of this life insurance is to ensure that your beloved ones will not suffer the issue. I mean, will not have any issue. At least if not they benefit, they should be in the same lifestyle what they are for at least next 10 years. That is the purpose basically, to have a life insurance cover. And after within 10 years, the situation would have got eased, and they can come out. But up to 10 years is what we all recommend that you people, the people should take this life insurance policy. So as I told you, life cover plus income also will be there. Income protector also will be there. Increasing cover, it will be taken care of in the life insurance. Avoid scary hospital bills. Get affordable health insurance. Don't get scared with the hospital bills, because I understand that this particular cartoon I added in purpose. The reason being, generally people do remember such kind of a gifs basically. So to ensure that we get in not to be scared with the hospital bills, I request everybody to take a affordable health insurance. So my request, please do not be uncovered by not having an health insurance. Please have a health cover for yourself and your loved ones, especially in the family, for the family, and for the life cover, at least for yourself, even if not for your family members. At life cover is recommended, or I can say it's mandatory for each and every working professional. If there is any questions, I'm now ready to take.
That's wonderful, Sridhar. I have one.
Yeah, Vijay.
You rightly said that elder. One example I'll quote with my example itself. Like I had one insurance made for my parents. Due to some reasons, though, they stopped the insurance, and after that they could
Vijay,
not
your voice is
follow
again
it.
breaking. Is it same
My
for
brother
everybody?
was having the corporate insurance with that. Now my brother is changing job. So for next one, this during this period, now they are lost. They are without insurance. So to avoid such situations, what is your solution you can give?
Okay, now what you will have to tell your brother is your brother left the job or is he going to leave?
I think we lost the connections.
Okay, so what I would like to say is that generally there is something called continuity benefit available in the insurance. Now, suppose if his brother is working and his company has taken insurance, if his brother is there in that company for say 2 or 3 years, for example, what your brother has to do is he has to, before leaving 1 month in advance, he has to approach the HR and tell the HR that, I would like to continue the insurance with the group health insurance company where they have taken the policy, and you can pay the individual premium. But my suggestion will be to continue with the same insurance company where the group has taken the insurance, but take an individual insurance for your parents so that no medical examination will be asked for, and you will also be able to get the premium advantage.
Either if you can just stop sharing, it will be better so that we can see the.
Okay, yeah, one.
That's okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello,
Yes,
Dr. Sridhar. I want to ask one question.
yes, sir.
We are doctors and IMA has got an own insurance thing, but it is on a reimbursement mode. Why not? It's a big forum. I have got very good doctors here. Why not each doctor pay some amount and you tie up with one insurance company to cover for all doctors? Cashless.
Yes, sir. Yeah, actually, Dr. Manohar actually, and we had multiple discussions on this. Sir, what happens is in the group insurance, there is something called insurable interest is very important. Employer-employee relationship, okay, or the affinity group. Now, what happens is the insurance companies will give especially for the medical doctors and their family members, they will ask for, most of the insurance companies, especially the PSUs also, they will ask for a minimum group size of 100 people, okay, 100 lives. If we are able to have, like if it may be KRSSDI or it may be RSSDI or an IMA, any forum for that matter, they should have a association form. And if somebody can take the responsibility of getting the data, like name, date of birth, and gender, and these things, if it's properly maintained, then definitely that can be considered, sir. We can definitely.
No, my contention is we as having taken care. See, government doctors okay, people working in institutes okay. What about private clinic and doctors? After 60, 65, nobody will be able to help them. We have to do something for such people who are in private establishment.
Okay.
And as doctors, wherever we go, we are charged at every level. Now it has become corporatized. Individual doctors, my friends are there. When doctors come to me, I freely give consultations. And some doctors are very honest. Some are in very difficulty. They have to charge their colleagues. Such a practice is not, this is very ridiculous. Our own people are having problem.
Understand, sir. Now, as long as I think, see, as there is a FANA and establishments, like, if somebody can come forward telling that, all these small clinics or private clinics can come join as a particular group. And if there is a proper, hierarchy structure, and also if there is a proper organizing committee, for example, if you have a chairman, secretary, and things like that. And if it is a organized way of that establishment, definitely we can recommend that with the insurance company to get the policy.
Okay. Recently, the Prime Minister that they have done a scheme, for health scheme for everybody. On priority, why not? It can be doctors can be included.
Sure, sir. Like whenever we
because you are in that position, so that you can push it. That's what
point taken, sir. Point taken. When next time when we are having the forum discussions with the underwriters or the IRDA or the higher ups of the insurance companies, I'll definitely take up this matter, sir.
Dr. Satyanarayan is lifting his hand. Go ahead, sir.
Satyanarayan, yes, sir.
Yes, I'm Dr. Satyanarayan. Sir,
Yes, sir.
I have a policy for 25 lakhs, but I had gone for a top-up insurance. They said because I had a previous claim for spinal surgery, so my top-up insurance was declined. What's the reason for it?
Which insurance company you have taken, sir?
Star Insurance.
Okay. See now.
I had a floater plan for my family for 25 lakhs, but I thought of going for a top-up, as you said earlier, but it was rejected because I had a spinal surgery 5 years back. So they said because of the previous claim I had done 5 years back, my top-up was rejected, even though I have insurance for 25 lakhs. Okay. So what's the reason for this?
See, generally, medical underwriting, what they do is that when a person has already underwent an operation, that is the reason generally what we also always tell to the people is that when you're talking to the agent, for instance, you should always tell the agent that when we are filling up the proposal form for the top up, you can clearly mention that I have undergone this surgery, and the surgery related to the spine operations need not be covered, and all other operations or other ailments to be covered. You can request that.
Okay.
The reason for them, again, right? The reason for them to deny your particular proposal will be because they think that because of your spinal surgeries, there may be
multiple claims.
Other problems also that may arise. So related to that can be excluded. Others you can get covered. You can always ask your agent.
Okay. Thank you.
So moving forward, in case anybody has got any issue pertaining to
There is a
insurance,
question.
can they connect with you? Because I noted down your phone number.
Sridhar,
Yes, sir.
there is a question by Dr. Anant Krishna. Is there age restriction for top-up?
Yes.
The top-up is up to 65 years, sir.
So beyond that, they don't get top-up.
No, sir.
In case they already have a running insurance, they don't get top-up after.
No, sir. Up to 65. See, the top-ups as of now is restricted to 65 years. And if but they can continue up to whatever 80, 85, whatever age is there, they can continue. But for taking the fresh policy, as of now, the top-up is restricted to 65. Again, we are trying to push it to 75.
But if suppose somebody already has got a top-up, then beyond 65, will that be applicable?
Sir. Yes, it can be continued.
Will that be applicable?
No, they can continue, sir. It will be continued. But please ensure don't break the policy by not paying the premium. Please renew it on time.
Either one other common question is probably we know that the hospital knows that the person is having an insurance. So automatically the claims will be really going up. In the sense the bills also will be inflated. Is it true, or is it how exactly it goes?
See, now answering to this question, for instance, now generally what happens is the insurance companies have a tie-up. Now we have called something called GIPSA, General Insurance Public Sector Association, GIPSA. All these 4 PSUs are called GIPSA, they're under GIPSA platform. And these 4 companies have dictated a particular surgeries costs and ailments cost to the hospitals. You take the biggest of the hospitals like Apollo, whichever it is, they are all fixed surgeries costs that they have fixed it. Now, if you actually go directly and ask for an hernia operation and don't say that you have an insurance, the hernia operation may cost ₹1 lakh, for example. But as a GIPSA member, because if you are under any of the 4 PSUs, you are a part of the GIPSA member. So your cost will be only 75,000. But when you go and directly make a claim under the normally, without telling that you are an insurance, you have now the doctor, the consultant, I don't know how the practice is in the corporate hospitals, whether they can charge like, in GIPSA, though it is fixed that, if the 75,000 means doctor gets 10,000, anesthesia gets 5,000 and, things like that. But in the open billing, where it's a reimbursement claim, if you want to go for, like it all depends again, whether the doctor can charge more or less, I don't know. I mean, I need to again find out that. But Suman, answering to your question, it was prevalent. I can say, it has not come to a great extent in the into the news, but it was prevalent some time back. But because of the regulations and because insurance companies do not pay the claims easily, you all know how difficult it is to get the claim from the insurance company. Okay, so, and one more thing is, there is a forums available across India now that if any hospital tries to inflate the bills or if there is any over provisioning that happens, that hospital will be blacklisted and it will be circulated among all the insurance companies. Now, no, and they will be delisted and they will be depaneled from all the TPAs and the insurance companies. So most of the times it doesn't happen, but if it is rather sometimes outliers do occur that we can't comment on that.
Okay, I leave. Thank you.
Thank you, Shekhar sir.
Yeah, bye.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, sir. Manor, you had some question.
No, I think it was a good presentation. Actually, all my questions I always ask you and get clarified. So I am fortunate to have you next to me all the time. So, but again, I think it's a very, very important topic what we discussed today. I don't think many a times we don't take it very seriously. But at the moment of truth, we realize that how wrong we were.
Yeah, we have got
another question from Dr. Vijayanand. If we shift from one insurance company to another, and there will be continuity of policy?
Yes, of course it will be there. They cannot deny saying that, I will not continue, I'll not give the continuity, because as per, I think a few years back, IRDA came up with the portability option, like how we have mobile portability, like that we have a insurance portability as well.
one more thing. Generally, what happens is when we take the insurance, they always say that, you cannot claim the covers for 1, 2, 3 lists they give it for at least 2-3 years of taking an insurance. What is it so? Is it because people know that?
See, I'll tell you, Suman, what happens, for example, there are something called 2-year waiting period and pre-existing diseases, which is 4 years. Now, 2 years waiting period, what are the diseases? Generally, it will be like hernia, it will be like your cataract, okay, it will be like, your cysts, or say stones and things like that. Now, think that somebody comes with a cataract, okay, diagnosed 1 month back or 2 months back. Now, doctor says that, you have to get it operated in 1 or 2 months. Now, the person can take the policy today and 1 month they can't claim. Up to 30 days, anybody cannot claim except accessing. They'll say after 2 months, I'll claim. After 3 months, I'll claim. But if you are having this kind of a restriction, they can't deny or they cannot delay the cataract for 2 years. They can delay it for 2 months. So just to ensure there is no misuse of the insurance, underwriters have created this.
Very interesting, Sridhar. It was really,
I think
one more question, sir. What about that pre-existing disease? Why they make for, if I am a diabetic, I get an insurance today and I have some diabetic complications, they don't pay for it for pre-existing diseases?
Sir, I didn't get your question. If you?
For pre-existing diseases, they don't cover for 2 years, no?
4 years, sir. 4 years.
Why? That is a problem.
See, sir, now what happens is insurance companies, they actually they charge a particular percentage of the premium. Now, if a particular person takes the insurance, and see, that is the reason I told you there is a provision where even two years also is there now for pre-existing. There is a 2 years comes with additional premium, and there is 4 years with the normal premium. Now, there are some insurance companies that are coming up with 1 year. The proposal is under discussion. The pre-existing disease to be covered with higher premium with only 1 year. Definitely, we are in the evolving stage. We have actually, you all know how was the admissions 20 years back in corporate hospitals. Now, I can say 70 to 80% admissions are all insurance driven. Now,
even maternity also, no? There now it is removed, is it, maternity?
Yes, maternity separate policy itself is come up, sir. Like if you take it like 2 years in advance and things like that, that also is covered basically.
Thank you, sir. It was good, but I think all doctors need to be educated so that we can educate our patients also.
Yes, sir. That is where I'm telling, most of the times it happens. I get calls from my friends saying that this person has taken insurance from so and so person, but that's not getting covered for so and so reason. Then not everybody knows that how to see, because I am not telling that insurance company is doing a bad thing by denying a claim, because they are following a process. Because if they don't follow the process, then any firm they will open for a business, right? It's not a charity. So they also have to survive. They have to pay the salaries and they have to show the books of profit for the.
The last question I'll ask, about 25 years back, there was no insurance, and everything was okay, free, only except for private. All government hospitals were free, and I think health can be made free if proper economic regulation is done. That is what I feel.
Yeah, I think we all have to approach Modi for that.
Yeah.
There are two more questions there. Actually, why don't they cover disposables? I think.
Yeah, see, actually, disposables are not covered not only by a single insurance company. There is something called non-payable items as per the list that is published by the IRD. Okay, so what has happened is generally the reason, one of the reason is people say that disposables can be reused, but this was created some 20, 25, 30 years back. People used to boil the syringes, needles, and they were using, you remember? So the insurance it's getting evolved. So now there are few companies that has come up like Kenco and all these companies where they are paying 100%. They don't even, but they are into group as of now. They have not come to retail. They are paying 100%. You whatever claim is there, 1 rupee they will not deduct. Everything they get paid. Okay, that is the question what the person has asked. To answer that only, so each and every insurance company have been told by the IRDA that this is what you are supposed to follow without any parity, that you have to deduct your disposables or collar and things like that. But anyway, it's under discussion phase where they are considering to review this particular aspect.
One interesting discussion over there. If you don't disclose yourself that you got a disease and you go for a claim, then automatically claim gets rejected.
Yes.
It has to be.
Please. I think this is a very good point which someone just now told. Please, again and again, I will say, when you are filling up the form, please disclose whatever is relevant, because it may carry some percentage of additional premium they may charge. But if you don't disclose and if the claim happens, whether the particular the ailment which you have disclosed or not disclosed is not even relevant to the present ailment, they may deny the claim.
One more point here.
Non-disclosure.
Okay. When taking the policy, that person may not have diabetes. Let's say after 6 months he develops diabetes. Should he disclose it then?
That is not. Then it is covered.
You need not disclose that. Now I am a diabetic.
No. If he is now normal, is normal, and then after 6 months, if he is diabetic, okay. Now what happens? Now suppose, that is very common. Now suppose Dr. Manohar is a diabetologist. Manohar has a very close friend. He is diabetic since 2 years. Manohar gives him a letter that you have been diagnosed of diabetes after 6 months, right? And that person goes for a claim. Now the claim itself will be reviewed by the insurance doctors and the investigators, and they may cross-check. Was this guy has taken any kind of a test? Because there is a panel now in the insurance where they also have a database of the diagnostic centers linked to through CIBIL like that. They have that. They may pull out a report and they find that the fasting sugar or a HbA1c is higher. Then don't please. Then Dr. Manohar also will be under a problem for giving a false thing, and the other person who has taken will definitely not get a claim. So my request will be that as a thing, but if it is genuinely, if the person has got the diabetes diagnosed after taking the policy, no person in this earth can deny that claim.
Is it better to keep the reports out, because reports, the diagnosis report, so that it can help out in case if you go for a claim?
Yeah, very much. No, he has to keep that first consultation report and the diagnosis report handy.
And also many times it happens in our hospital, like they will just come for a health checkup and they say, no, I'll admit and claim in the insurance. So I keep telling it is not going to happen. Nowadays they are strict. Then they say, no, I have paid for 5 years, I never claim. Let me do a whole body checkup. So I always categorically tell, it is good for me and for the hospital if you get admitted, but definitely you are not going to get the claim.
That's correct. That's correct. So see, that is the problem. I as in the first or second slide, I told, no, there is no return of investment. I do only pay and things like that. So it's very relevant what you told now. People think that if they pay, they want to claim. Otherwise, they have just given the money in the water. They have put the money in the water, So that doesn't work like that, because health checkups, unless the policy has it, which generally group insurance covers, but not the individual. But one thing which I would like to say, 4 continuous years and there is no claim, they are eligible for 10% of their sum insured as the health checkup.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Yeah.
And one more question on the same thing. Suppose when we are doing a renewal of the policy, it is better to reveal. Suppose you have developed diabetes, taking a policy, and you're renewing for the second.
Need not be.
Need not
be. Once you have taken the policy, not a problem at all. But if you break the policy and after 2 months or 3 months you go, definitely then they will have to reveal and there will be medical examination.
Interesting. I was supposed to go out. I didn't go out. I canceled my thing because of interesting talk.
I think it was very fantastic, and somewhere I felt bad that we could have scheduled this much before, during the COVID time also.
Correct.
Actually, I even missed in the Disha also I would have done because of my medical in the family.
That's okay. So at least we got it and get ready for a practically, physically when we meet in KRSSDI next annual conference. We will definitely.
I was after Sridhar to get the talk done, because it's something excellent. People really miss out all these things.
Sure.
Sometimes when someone comes and starts talking about some banking or insurance, we don't even listen. Many people who know me definitely know that I may not bother to listen. But these are the important things which we miss out on. See, and I'm very grateful to know him so close that he has helped me, many of my patients, many of our colleagues in the GC and in the RSSDI fraternity have been directly benefited from him because of his knowledge about it, which we are ignorant, and we should make it a point to learn these things also. And on that context, I would like to thank Suman for including this topic and pushing him. He said no to me a few weeks back, but he can't say no to you anyway. That's the best thing about this presentation. And Pankaj Bhai for providing this platform, and definitely I would wish to continue it for the next year also. Vijay wanted to speak something, I think.
Pankaj sir, you want to sum up everything, and lastly we'll give it to Vijay for the vote of thanks.
Okay.
Before that, I would like to thank. I would like to thank everyone, and Dr. Suman, Dr. Manohar, Dr. Vijay, Shekhar sir, Dr. Srivasav sir, giving me an opportunity to speak and share few thoughts. I do understand, I was very fast in the paucity of the time, and definitely wherever possible, I would definitely like to help you people wherever possible. Please reach out, and I'll definitely try to help. Thanks, Team KRSSDI.
Fine. I think Pankaj sir, Jay has got a pure thing, means poor signal. I think I would say that you can conclude with the vote of thanks also, Pankaj.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sridhar. First of all, it was 1.5 hour long, engaging interactions. I mean, you spoke for close to almost 1 hour, and then half an hour, of course, we've been having these questions. And I can tell you, if there was no positive time, this discussion could have continued, because there are quite a good number of questions. I mean, in my mind itself, I mean, I was just thinking about top up. I was thinking about how we can port the policies, etc., etc. And I mean, this discussion could have further continued. And as Dr. Manohar has said, I mean, it will be ideal if there is a face-to-face interaction with the doctors at some forum, whereby at least during lunchtime and tea time also, the doctors, they can flock around together and then can ask you many questions, many queries. You have touched upon so many points, right from individual health policy, family floater policy, critical illness, group employee health insurance, personal accident covers, specialized healthcare, top-up health insurance, elderly patient parents health insurance. I mean, in such a short span of time, credit goes to you for the clarity with which you have been actually explaining that. And I'm sure all the participants, they would have been immensely benefited. And of course, this recording is going to be there. So even if those people who have not been able to, be there right now, I mean, this recording is going to be there, and I'm sure they will go through that not once, but many a times to further understand the various nuances of this insurance policy. With this, I'd like to thank all the participants, those who have joined. And, the credit goes to all our panelists, Dr. Shekhar, Dr. Manohar, Dr. Suman, Dr. Vijay, for being here and making this program a successful. So once again, on behalf of KRSSDI as well as Meaning-Based Training Consultancy, Dr. Sridhar, I'd like to thank you for this lucid presentation, which I'm sure, it's going to be a path-breaking for many of our doctors. With this, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pankaj, for a wonderful summation of all things.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Sridhar. Thanks, everyone. I think you should urge your friends to listen to this.
Yes.
Not only you listen, and we should ask our colleagues also to log on and listen to
But Dr. Sridhar, can we connect with you in case of any query? I mean, we can disturb you.
Yes, sir. No,
100%.
He'll charge you 1 lakh rupees, sir. No problem.
Sir, मेरा cover ही total 5 lakh का है.
And that won't be included in this. Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Good day.